Hi, how are you? Hope you're doing good. If you clicked on this video, then you are interested in reading this colossal of a book. I recently read this just last month and it took me the entirety of the month, which I've discovered is not a lot. People take a full year in reading this book. And I wanted to share how I read it, how I annotated it, and how I understood it. So in hopes that it can help you read it if you're planning to attack this book. First off, you gotta know that this book is notorious for literally being the hardest literary work. It is known for being difficult. So if you've tried before and failed, if you tried and DNF'd, then you're not alone. It's not you, it's this damn book. And after reading it, I will attest to that. It is literally the hardest work that I've ever read. It's the most difficult, the densest work that I've ever read. It's difficult to understand, it's slow, it's complicated, and it's fucking weird. So since we got that out of the way, the first point that I wanted to share is that not everything works for everyone. That you can take for anything in your life, but specifically for this book. And what I mean is find your own pace with the book. There are breaks all over the book and find them, use them, they're there, why not? You find a sentence that is a good place to end, take a break, it's fine. I've used these and it was one of the things that allowed me to read a certain amount of pages each day. I ended up reading about 30 or 35, sometimes 20, sometimes 25, but in between 25 to 35 pages a day, and I finished it in a month. Don't overwhelm yourself. If you decide to give yourself an amount of pages to read each day, do not overwhelm yourself. And I cannot stress this enough because this is a dense work of art. This is a dense work of literature. Say I'm gonna read 50 pages a day, fuck it. Those 50 fucking pages are going to take you 3 days to finish them. Trust me, I was sitting and reading this goddamn book and 2 hours have passed and I've only read like 2 pages. It's dense. So give yourself a slow number, a low number, and then work your way up if you feel like you can do more. If you just start off with reading a lot, especially with the first chapter, you're not used to it, you're not used to the pacing, you're not used to this style of writing, you're not used to the weirdness that's in this, and there's a lot of weirdness in it, then you are going to end up burning yourself out after just a little bit of time. Find a pace that works for you, go slow, and be consistent with it. This way can work for some people and a lot of books, and I use it for a lot of other books, but with this one I really would advise you to not use a timer. Because this is a dense piece of art, say you use a 40-minute timer and those 40 minutes end and you're still stuck in 2 pages trying to understand everything. When I tried to set a timer with this one, I found myself focusing on the timer instead of the page count, which sort of unstabled me a little bit, imbalanced me a little bit. This book is a task and you gotta make it work for you rather you it. And by setting a timer, you're sort of working for it. Like, this is a timer, like when I'm finished with these 40 minutes, I'm gonna be done, I'm gonna be over, and I'm gonna take a break. And tackling this task with that mindset is not really going to work for this type of writing, in my opinion. But of course, if settling a timer works for you, then do that. Like I said, find your pace, whether that be a page count or a timer, but I would advise a page count rather than a timer. It's okay to read other easier, simpler works while doing Gravity's Rainbow. It's something that I did. I didn't take this as, I'm gonna start this and this is my vlog and I'm not gonna read anything else until I finish it. This was a task. This was my side hoe. Well, actually, this was my main hoe, and other books that I read were my side hoes. Not that other books that I read last month were bad. They were all good. I would do my task. I would read my 15 pages, 30 pages, whatever I could at that certain day, and then I would set it. And sometimes even the pages, I would space them out around the day. Like, I wake up, I'm in the mood to read something, I would read a little bit of it and then set it down. Maybe after lunch I'm in the mood to read something, maybe I'm working out and I'm in the mood to listen to something. So that worked great. But I did pick up other works, other easier form of literature, other easier books with simple plots, with simple writing, like a book that you can pick up and finish tomorrow. And that helped. I wasn't stuck in this complicated loop. This is a weird work of art, so don't expect to go into this and have this structure that most of us are used to, really. This was its own piece of work, its own genre. It was more of a cataclysmic plot rather than a beginning, a plot, and an ending. And when it comes to annotating and understanding the book, for me personally, all of these, what I annotated and understood, they were all selfish. It was all selfish knowledge that I took from the book. And what I mean by selfish knowledge is that I, by no means, maybe at least once I did it, but I by no means took some parts and analyzed them. Maybe just like once. I know I have a page here that I fully like try to analyze because I loved it so much, but I did it because I absolutely loved it and what it meant, and I found myself wanting to research and analyze it. But the rest of it, I cannot find it for the life of me. This was a page that I analyzed and tried to explain the meaning of it, and I did not like go into these different plots and maybe this means this and maybe this philosophical mindset. I just written down what I personally think. And for the rest of all of my tabs, it's literally just selfish knowledge that I took from this. Sadly, most sadly, everyone else seems to be in on it. And when they find out I'm not what they think, and why is Marvin looking at me like this now? His eyes bulging. Oh, don't panic, don't feed his insanity. He's just this side of it. So this is, for example, one sentence that I annotated, and it's a part of two sentences, but I like made it one. It's a part of two paragraphs, but I like made it one. So it literally, what it means to me has nothing to do with what's happening in the story or the book or what the author probably meant or the characters going through, but I liked it and I understood something from it that is personal to me, and I annotated it. So don't be afraid to do that. It's okay. You don't have to go into this deep analysis in order to annotate something. Just take what you like. I solely took what worked for me. And finally, just read. It sounds simple, doesn't it? It is, until you start this book. When I finished it and I looked back, I was like, this is the one thing that I kept thinking about. Just read. When you don't understand something, it's okay, just read. Trust me, you will not understand all of it. You can read this 5 times and you'd still not understand 100% of it. I don't think anyone will ever understand 100% of it. I don't even think Paishan understood 100% of it, to be honest. So just read, and by the end, the book will even surprise you. And that's what happened to me. I would read and read and read and read until I am surprised by something incredibly beautiful. This is by no means an easy task, but God, was it worth it. So just keep reading until it surprises you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was education. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye.